Your turn. I always intro.
Thank you all for coming in with us to Pass and for Perfect with Corey and Kanisha. I don't know why that'd be so hard to get out at the beginning. Passing for Perfect with Corey and Kanisha. We are again still talking about our series. We've been doing a series on accountability. It started out as women and the happy life, happy wife, happy life thought process, and whether or not that was real or whether or not that was foolishness. And we determined that it was real and foolish, more foolish than real.
Really foolish, however you want to look at it.
We also went into accountability, whether women avoid accountability, and that kind of being the basis of there being a need for a slogan, happy wife, happy life. And it took us down this path that we realized is like, it's a whole lot more in depth than where we thought we were going to go. It was just not possible to talk about everything that we needed to talk about in just one show. Because it basically dealt with human behaviors. It brought up human traumas and triggers and all types of things that we realize sometimes we just don't know. And until we know, we can't fix things. So we began to kind of identify some childhood triggers, traumas that could trigger us now.
I'm traumatized and triggered.
Some things that could trigger us now that started out as trauma from childhood, and we're recognizing those things. And once, like I said, once you recognize something, you can then be able to fix the something. Like if you can never identify what a problem is, then you can never fix it. So we've gone down the line of all the things that, not all the things, but a lot of the things that are current in the climate right now when it comes to women and the behaviors and how they view men and how they view life, period. Like the whole baby daddy thing, like all the things that we see women complain about on a regular basis, via social media or maybe just conversations with friends. We started talking about those things, but we really hadn't delved into men. Why your eyes shifting?
Because I was wondering where
Don't
you were about
shift
to
now,
go.
buddy.
I don't think we've finished the women, but okay.
Oh,
If you want to
we'll
sway,
still.
we
I
can
mean,
sway.
even when we were talking about women, we talked about men.
We did.
So I do feel like we'll still be able to grab a hold of some things with women as the topics allow. Oh yeah, it's time to shift this conversation because I want to understand. Like you wanted to understand why women always feel like they have to have the last word. Why women always they can never say they're sorry. Why can't they just say I'm sorry, I'm wrong? Why can't they feel like they don't ever have to be wrong? Okay, go. All these things that were brought up. Now I would like to say, why do men, as I like to say here in the good Lord 2023, still like to blame women for their shortcomings
Wait.
in this
wait.
year?
What
That's
do you,
what I want to know.
What do you, wait. Hold up. What do you mean blame women for their shortcomings? Like I need clarity. I need a definitive question because that's so broad. That's so generalized. Yeah, I didn't do that.
Okay.
I had a specific why y'all can't never admit y'all wrong. That was direct and to the point. Just going blame women for their shortcomings is a
We had the discussion that men today are getting in comment sections and going targeting women to have a back and forth conversation with, right? Argument. And when a woman says this isn't the issue, a man will go directly to that person and say, well, why you ain't this? Well, what you doing that's doing that? Well, what you know, Then we have the men who blame women that they probably don't even come in contact with for the basis of why they act the way they act. Because you will see people say, see, that's the problem right there. That's why I don't do this and I don't do that. Have you even come in contact with this type of action? Or have you just watched it from afar and just decided, I'm going to get you before you get me? Like, that seems like the mentality that I'm seeing right now. Because, not to say that I just know these people or nothing like that, but social media is a weird world. You know, it's a web of confusion. And sometimes you see these people's profiles and you look at the things that they I'm not somebody that goes on somebody's profile and then go back, because I hate to see people go to another person's profile and then they come back and try to attack the person with something they saw on their profile. Sometimes people say stuff so stupid to me that I'm just like, wait a minute, let me look at you and
But
see, because I got to see.
I'm a profile watcher, y'all. I'll go see. Because I live on Twitter. I'm more of a, X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm never gonna stop calling it Twitter, y'all. I don't know why they
Twitter.
Elon Musk asshole. But anyway, they I go look at profiles. And the reason I look at profiles, because on Twitter there are so many bots and fake pages that I'm going to look at your profile, and if I look at your profile and you have less than 100 followers, I'm not talking to you anyway, because I instantly think you're a bot. I instantly think you just created a fake page to come out here and cause controversy. And I do the same thing on Instagram, because I feel like it's the same thing on Instagram. These people with these fake pages with 12 followers start confusion, and you having an argument with somebody with 12 followers. Why?
That's true.
So that's why I look at profiles. Not to come back and attack you personally because of your physical appearance or whatever or whatnot. But I want to know if I'm really talking to somebody.
Well, it's not that for me. For me, I go on there and I'm looking at the type of stuff that you're posting. Because if the type of stuff that you're posting is trash,
then I
get an understanding of who I'm talking to and whether it's even worth the conversation. So that's what I mean when I say I go on people's profiles, because it's like, you're talking about, that's why I don't do this right now, because see, women, they do that type of stuff. And then you go to the person's profile and it's like, just stupid stuff. It's like, you ain't coming in contact with that caliber woman anyway. So why are you even saying this stupidity?
But that's the gift and the curse of social media. It gives idiots who would never ever say that to you in person, in real life, or most times don't even think that way truly. But it's it's a cesspool of controversy. Like it's an attention seeking.
So let me be more specific.
Yeah, I need a direct question.
I'm going to give you a situation. People we know and actions we've seen. Why is it? Let's start at the very basis. We got the.
Should we do the disclaimer like at the like on Law and Order? If the names and events of people removed, and just in case that we not, because I don't want nobody. I don't really care if you get offended.
If we using your life and you know this is your life, we ain't saying no names. We ain't calling out nothing. We talking about you, and 9 times out of 10, this is something we've said directly to you. I know for a fact when I'm talking about my friends, I'm not saying nothing on this camera that I haven't already said to them in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So, long as you don't say that's you, nobody else will know that.
But if you want to come in the comment section and say that, hey,
hit dog and
they
holler,
talk about me and hit dog holler. I mean,
but
I got you.
There are men who I have seen, and this is what I'm a kind of connected to what we've been talking about. Happy wife, happy life. All right, great. So we got wives, right? And now we've got men who blame their significant other for their lack of action. So, if, for instance, if you like a certain type of woman,
Mm-hmm.
but you married a different type of woman,
Mm-hmm.
but you're mad that that different woman is not the acting like the type you like, whose fault is that?
All right. Direct answer is the person who chose. Indirect answer is, were they doing that or were they like that before they got married?
The direct answer is,
I'm just saying.
you're asking a question you're saying something that I didn't say. Listen to what I said. I said, fella, if you like this type of action from a woman, but you go and marry a woman who's not like that, and then get mad at that woman that you married for not performing things out like what you really like, whose fault is that?
I mean, it's really always the fault of the person who chooses. And I don't know if that is the person who chooses that person, it's their fault. Like, you knew this person wasn't who or what you wanted. And see, this is where we're talking about black and white, because in actuality, it's the fault of the person who chooses that spouse. But there's a gray area that you don't know all the information. That's why I asked what I asked. Were they that way before? Have they always been that way? Or have they changed? I'm just saying.
If you like this particular type, but you went and you married this other type, she's already this other type, and you already have a desire and a like for this type over here. I gave you the answer when I said what I said. You just trying to scapegoat the blame over something else. Say man.
Why I gotta say man?
Say the man.
Why does I have to say the man
Because
when the
that's
man
what
isn't
I just
choosing?
said. If
You
you
don't
as
choose
a man,
the
we're
man.
talking about men.
Yeah,
so
so
if
he
you
chose.
as a man like a particular type of action, you like a woman that's gonna twerk it off a little bit. You like a woman that's, got a little extra grease on, on her. She a little slick, doing a couple of little extra things, a little extra action, a little extra seasoning, a little extra spice. But you marry someone who's not like that.
Cause once again,
But then you get mad when she's don't loosen up or don't evolve into the thing. Oh, we got time to grow that. We can grow. No. Why would you marry somebody? And even if you're not married, why would you get into a long-term or stay in a long-term relationship with somebody who's not really doing it all that you like? And then be mad when they never get to that point, or if you ask them to do certain things and they like, I'm not doing all that. Now you mad because they don't want to do all of that or aren't changing into what you were hoping for, instead of you just not having gone there in the first place.
I don't think that's a good example, but I don't think it's a good example. I think it's a good example because at the end of the day, it's the man's fault for choosing that woman when you knew that woman wasn't really what you wanted.
So how do you think it's not a good example when we see that so much in real life?
I don't think we see that so much in real life. I don't think men listen, don't give me the faces and the extra. I don't think men settle I don't think men settle as much as women do when it comes to spouses. So I don't think that happens. I think what it is that's why I say that's a good example, but it's not a good example because once again, it lives in the gray area. It's so much gray in that question that you can't really, it's so many unknown variables in it. You don't know what conversations they be having. You don't know the ins and outs of it.
I have a question. True or not true? A great number of relationships have men that cheat.
Okay.
true or not true?
It was a true. I hate when you ask me rhetorical
It wasn't
questions.
rhetorical. It's very specific.
All right.
True or not true.
It's true.
Okay, so men, right, have a stereotype, yeah,
Okay.
of just being men. A man gonna be what a man gonna be, right? So when they get out there and they do something trashy, it falls under the men need, y'all know these men this, y'all know these men that. So that means the great rule when it comes to men is that we know that y'all have a propensity before you grow up and get a hold of yourself to do some stupid stuff when it comes to your relationships. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So the point I'm making here that you're trying to avoid accountability is that men very often see a woman that they want. They see all these great qualities in that woman. But it's like we were saying before, that whole 80-20 situation that we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And it may be more 60-40, 70-30 in that particular moment. But they see all these great qualities in a particular woman. But the stuff that really wake them up is this other stuff. And they don't go after that woman. They go after the woman that they see or that they have. It's like what I know. I know this person. I know this woman. I know she's good. I know she's going to be there for me. I know this, that, and the other. But she really ain't doing what I need. So I'm going to go out here.
Yeah, I mean, but that comes back to
What?
That comes back to what I always say about safety, security, and respect. Men value respect from their women. Women listen. You always listen.
Uh-huh.
And all that. Men value respect from their women.
Mm-hmm.
To be respected. Women value security.
Mm-hmm.
Men, in most cases, that woman who he feels and sees all that in is safe and secure and very respectful. And that's like common sense. Why would I leave the 70?
Oh, you about to say something.
Why would I marry somebody who's only giving me 30% of what I want or what I need? Why would I marry that person?
I never said that they only gave 30%. All I said was the person that you decided to marry is someone who doesn't really do it for you. They were just comfortable to you, probably. 9 times out of 10, it was a comfort zone. It was easy. It wasn't, anything you had to fight. And she was there, and she's been there. Therefore, let's do this. But at the end of the day, it's this other type of person that really turns you on. And then y'all get out here and y'all do all this trickery and make all these dumb decisions. And then whenever you get caught in your mess by the woman who you decided you're going to be in the relationship with, well, you didn't do, and you weren't listening when I said, and you this, that, and the other. That's what we see and hear a lot of. Because how do you say you didn't? You didn't say. Remember, I told you I felt like this. Remember, I said I needed you to do more of this. I needed you to do more of that. That person is not that person at the core. You already knew that from the beginning. So now you pop up in a relationship that you're planning to be long-term or forever. And then you're telling them, I need this and I need that. When you knew at the core, that's not really who that person was in the first place. They're not giving you this whole time. Now when you really have a yearning for a particular type of action, and you're not getting it, and you go and say, hey, I need this from you, I need you to do more of this, I need you to do more of that, and they aren't really doing it or not understanding really what you're talking about, where you coming from, you're going to step out there and go do your own thing.
Yeah, I
Where is the accountability in just simply shutting yourself off? Is that not a thing? Do men not ever think, I made a decision, I engaged myself with this person, and I need to ignore this other part that seems so heavy to me. I need to figure out a way to quash that.
wow.
Before I step out there and make this person traumatize this other person.
I just feel like you just need to leave. Like, y'all shouldn't have been together. You just made a bad choice.
So again, when are men going to take accountability on that and walk away? Because we said this in another podcast. Women have struggles with ending things and walking away.
Yeah, and
They gonna stay in. They gonna try to do all
and
kinds of
I
stuff
say
to
this,
fix.
and I say this all the time though. Most men, in most cases, matter of fact, we had this conversation with some. I had this conversation today with somebody. Most men, in most cases, we are stupid. We are, because we will do wrong, screw up, and mess up. No one will move on, and we won't be the one to be like, ma'am, go, get away. We never want to be the one to break it off. We always want to be able to say, she left me. Because you always want to be able to not take accountability for you. So we always going to want to be like, she left me. I tried. I held on. And in most cases, and you know this for yourself, more often than not, the woman is going to be the one who's like, we can work it out. We can fix it.
Yeah, but you're
We can
wrong.
mend it.
So you can say, no, we can't, because
But that's
I have desires that you aren't fulfilling, and no
And
matter
that's-
how hard
and-
we try to
and-
work it out, it's not going to work because I said
Once
what I
it-
need and you're not able.
And you just missed my whole. I
And
just
you-
answered that question for you, because men will. This is one of the dumbest things in human civilization when it comes to men and women. Men will do a woman wrong and be scared to just let her go. They would rather, if that woman allows you to do whatever, you're going to continue to do whatever and stay for the sake of not being the one who broke it off.
So,
Which is really ignorant, which is really crazy. But once again, like I was telling somebody today, it comes back to the whole respect thing. The question was asked today about why men something. I can't remember what the exact question was. And I said all the time what I just said. I said women and men both see things from a different prism. So a woman, because men are suckers for women out the gate, that is a good answer. Men hate having hard conversations with women they care about. Somebody we don't care about, we'll tell them whatever the hell is on our mind. But having a hard conversation with somebody who you care about, a woman who you care about, men avoid. No matter how much they've hurt a woman in another way, they will push back from having a conversation of, baby, this is not working. You are not giving me what I need, and I need to move on.
all right, I would like to bring up something to the jury. Jury, Exhibit A. I just sat here on probably 3 different occasions so far in this showing and asked very direct questions. I gave A or B options, and somehow C and D got in there some kind of way when I asked A,
Because it's the truth. I'm just okay.
A or B. Then I said, how is it that men choose what they choose, aren't happy with totally with the choice, go out here and figure out the other part of their happiness, and then blame the person that they, traumatized for the trauma they inflicted, and then the answer I received, men don't, we don't know how to have these conversations. Men don't, not one time yet has he said, we need to do this. Men need to do that. Men need to this, that, or the other. Wait, the whole show is about accountability, is it not? I hadn't heard a word of accountability yet. I have heard, well, what about if this is like this? Well, what about if this is like that? Is it just something that's built into the male DNA that lets them fish? Because he has been fishing around ever since we started.
Because I always tell you, you like that because that's not a direct question. And I keep telling you that you saying, why do men choose to marry a woman who doesn't give them everything that they desire?
I didn't say why do men choose.
Yeah, that's basically what they did. They chose.
Okay, but that's not what I said. I said, whose fault is it?
And I said in the beginning, the man,
no,
the person
you didn't
who
say
chose.
The man. You said it's always the person who chose. Meaning, in this moment, it could have been the woman if she was the one that chose.
No,
that's not what we're talking about. So listen,
that's bull.
What I'm saying is this.
That is some bull.
It's not. That's what happened.
No, it's not. But carry on. We got to be
so
there. We'll run the tape, baby.
Hey, you never listen to yourself.
Whatever.
I'm gonna need you to do that. So what I'm saying is this: not yet have you given a definitive word that would be considered accountability.
Because there is no definitive answer to that question.
I didn't ask you for an answer. I said accountability. Not one time have you given a word of accountability. You haven't said yet. Men need to grow a set. Stop getting out here, getting these relationships that they're comfortable in until they figure out what it is that they really, really want. They need to just date a particular person. If they are liking that person and she is giving them more than majority of what they want, they need to continue to date until they see if this person can give them all the things that they will need to keep them from searching for other stuff. That's a word of accountability. Because that's what I thought about. You ain't done that yet. Well, men,
That's because you're thinking about it like a woman. That's why. Because
once it's accountability. What are you talking about?
No, that is because once again, this is why I said that was a good scenario. That was a good scenario without it being a good scenario. Because once again,
jury.
You keep running to the jury. We ain't on trial.
I need someone to help me understand.
Whatever.
Because did you see what I saw?
You're not trying to understand because you already had what you wanted the answer to be.
No, it's not about not trying to understand. It's literally I have not heard a word of accountability yet.
How am I going to give a word of accountability?
Okay, well, give me a word of accountability. Let's start right now. Let's go.
Okay, there you go. If this is what we're doing, men stop dating women that you don't really want.
What? If this is what we doing, the whole show.
That's what it is. That's what it boils down to.
The topic of the show is accountability. If this is what we doing.
I'm just saying.
Nobody under the bus, but
ain't nobody trying to throw nobody under the bus.
You scared to break some sort of bro code or something?
No, it's not a bro code. Once again, for the lack of everybody thinks that everything is just so black and white. So okay, you said why do men date women or choose to be with women who are not what they dated that turns them on or what does that for them? I don't date. I don't know anybody who dates or bees with or is with somebody that doesn't do it for them. They may not do everything for them, but you don't get to that point as a man. You don't get that comfortable with nobody that don't do it for you. To get to the point of
Corey, after this show is over, I'm gonna write a list of your,
you can write a
Friends
list
down.
of my whoever's, but I'm going to tell you,
and I'm gonna say, what about that one?
and I'm going to be able to answer that
What about
question
that?
for you.
Because woo God. Yeah. So basically what I hear is there will always be a reason as to why men cannot just, that's it.
How?
There will always be some other reason because it's not black and white. Y'all see everything in gray. And the only thing that you see in black and white is on someone else. It's on the other person. It's on a woman or some other situation, but never you live in the gray area, men, obviously, because it is very much black and white a lot of the times. It's very much black and white. It's only not black and white because if it is black and white, then I stand the chance of not having my way.
Wow, that's what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
So what way is this that you refer to?
Whatever way it is.
I'm-
If you're not able, because you just said men, things aren't always black and white. When I just sat here and I gave you a question, I asked you a question, I gave you a scenario, and you said, well, I mean, that could be a lot of, well, honey, listen to me. If you as a man are still stepping out here doing, and you're needing to comfort yourself in ways that you're not being comforted by the person you chose,
Back to what I said.
the bottom line is this: stop doing what you're doing, deny yourself, or go home and tell ma'am, I need more than what I'm getting. And it's not fair for us to continue this because I'm not yet where I'm just okay with this. I need other things as well. And as long as I'm feeling like that, it's not fair for me to engage you.
Okay. Now
That is black and white.
it is black and white, and just like you just said, in most cases, this conversation has been had. This was your saying.
In most cases, this conversation has been had, and the woman is saying, but we can work it out. And the man is just not going to go away because he ain't going to want to hurt her. BS. Bullcrap.
Okay.
Walk away. That is the point. Hold yourself accountable, sir.
So, ma'am, this is why I talked about the gray area, because once again,
Back in the Twilight Zone.
how many times? Let's talk about because you know that this happens. You're not giving me what I need. This ain't working for us. And ma'am is going to be, but I'll.
And y'all just so pudding soft that you can't just say,
I
I'm
just-
sorry, I don't care. We
I
ain't doing
just
this
said
no more.
that. See, that's what you don't want to accept. You don't want to accept the part of it of men are stupid.
No, I think men are used to women allowing them to be stupid and just brushing it off on the excuse that we're stupid and we don't know no better. When in all actuality, you have full control over you. You have 100%
I do.
control over you.
Okay. So
And you're only here with me because you
Okay.
want to be.
So when men start packing up and moving out and leaving women, then what? Because that's when that's
So be it.
so be it for who?
For them both. What do you mean?
Because once again, so what are we being accountable about? So like the So, like the question is being asked. So the question really is about being accountable for being faithful or unfaithful.
The question is not about being accountable for being faithful or unfaithful. The question is you being accountable for what it is that you need and want. And if what you need and want is not in the house with you, then cut it off and take your behind on. That's the point. You all will traumatize somebody and put it all back in their lap because you said we can work it out. You knew who I was. You knew I was doing all this stuff, and then you kept on saying we can work it out.
And this is why I asked the question I asked in the beginning, because once again, once you've established that person is not who you want or not who you need, and that man has shown you or told you, listen, don't give me the faces. And you see, you now
Because you're about to go back to the woman again.
I'm not about to go back to the woman or nothing.
Finish your statement. I'm not even.
So you're in the big habit of making people. Then the next thing you know, once that man says I don't want you no more, I'm moving on, I'm gone. Then now we got to do blocking and we got to do everything possible to keep that person out your space, because that person have already established that, hey, I don't want you. This is not working as the man. See, this is why I say it ain't always black and white. And you know of 1,000 instances where the man has said, okay, this ain't good. You're not good for me. This ain't working. And he tried to leave. Is it
hard to block someone?
No, it's not.
On all forms.
It's not.
On every platform.
At all.
Is it hard to delete a phone number out your phone and block it?
Not at all.
Is it hard to block a person on social media?
So exactly what is the question? You just want the man to do. So once again, so exactly, I just said, when I said it wasn't good enough. When I said the men should just leave, move on, that wasn't good enough. I said that they should.
How is that not good enough?
Because you went on and telling me about something else.
No.
Okay. You said I didn't establish a accountability line. You say, oh, since this is what we're doing, like I don't want to break some bro code or all that. That was your whole process.
Because you said what you said then, you shifted it again back.
I wasn't trying to shift it back.
But you did. And see, you probably did that without even realizing you did it. Because as a man, this is the space y'all used to living in. Y'all are used to saying something, and then some way, somehow, the woman magically shifts your whole thought process on it, and then you turn and go the opposite direction of where you were already going. If you know you shouldn't be in a particular place with a particular person because it's just not working, and the evidence of it not working is the fact that you need other things to calm your spirit. So it's not working the way it should work. Because if I need to step outside of that relationship to really calm me, this is not working over here. And being that that's not working, I need to be able to man up and say, I'm sorry. Now ain't the time for us. Because I still have some other things in my life I need to get settled before you and I can really, really do what we need to do here. And if she says, but, no buts, baby. This ain't gonna work. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing because I've tried not to do what I'm doing already. And it ain't work. I'm still straddling the fence. And then go on. Go on about your business.
I remember having these conversations and then getting blamed for being A-ish. Because I for telling women that and moving on and like, this ain't what's up. So why are you still harassing me when I done told you I don't want you?
Did you go back?
No.
That ain't what we talking about. We are talking about the fellas that stay engaged with the person, not engaged as in we about to get married engaged, but engaging meaning you are still going over here pulling on this woman's time, you're pulling on this woman's space, you are engaging this woman in a relationship of some sort when you already know this is not working. So it ain't you can say the words, but you got to make the actions match the words.
And that's the problem with this scenario. Because the problem with the scenario is it's saying I'm missing something. You're not giving me everything I need. But you're giving me 80%, 75% of what I need. So should I leave you alone because you're not giving me the 25%?
Yes.
Okay.
Because if you're still stepping outside of the relationship to get the other part, then yes.
Okay.
How is that so hard to understand?
I mean, because...
If you're not able to calm your spirit within this relationship, go.
Okay.
Hit the road, Jack.
All right.
That's not fair. It's not fair to the person that you're dealing with to be like, but you 75%. Okay, if I'm all that, then why you keep stepping out looking for 25? Because if I walk away with my 75 and you still out here hanging with your 25, what situation does that put you in then?
I mean, yes, I can go, find me another 75 to go to 20. I don't know. Because you're going to end up being in
Say it yourself.
I'm just saying. Because that's why I said this was a bad scenario. Because at the end of the day, you're asking yourself to shortchange yourself one way or the other.
Corey, we just sat here and told a whole bunch of women for the last 3 shows, you, ma'am, need to understand that you will never be anyone's 100%. They need to be able to hang with their friends. They have friends of whatever. They have video games. They have all these different things that will fulfill different parts of them. And you, ma'am, need to understand that you can never be 100% because that will make you perfect. But today, when we're talking about men, you're going to sit here and you're going to say, well, I mean, if you only doing 75%, I guess, at some point we got to go out here and look for the 25%, I guess, and we'll bring it to...
There you go.
Bro, my God, I wish I had...
I'm just saying, there you go. There you go. And this is what I'm talking about. Right here. And I always say this. Women are way more in control of the relationships than the men are.
But that's...
Because...
In 2023, this needs to change.
I can't change the world, baby. But
you can't change the world, but perceptions of things, it's time to change. Because you have literally been sitting here talking to me for the past 20 minutes, giving me a ring around the rosy. You have merry-go-round yourself over and over again from point to point. Instead of it just being, men need to get a hold of that. They need to stop that.
I said that. Did I not? You just admitted that I said it a few minutes ago.
Fellas, this is what I would say to you as a woman, which is, I'm this part of the species that most of you like and engage with. Leave us alone. Okay, do that. Leave us alone. If there is a woman in your life and you have not grown to the capacity of being able to push down certain desires and certain wishes and wants that you have to act on them, please leave her alone. Please walk away from a relationship with that woman. You are traumatizing this woman by continually to do whatever the action is that you're doing when you are stepping outside of that relationship, instead of just simply saying, I'm not all the way in it, and walking away. Or maybe saying, if one day I get my stuff together and I know I can control myself, I have developed the self-control I need. If you are still available, I'm coming back for you.
No, I'm not. when I let you go, I'm letting you go. Because at
That's
that,
you.
no, that's every man.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Because by the time, let me tell you something. If that man gets to the maturity level of, I have things in me that I need to control and I need to fix, what he has evolved into seeing what he wants in a woman, that woman is gonna be in change by that time. And then they're gonna have a whole new. They're gonna have a whole new. We don't jive.
That has nothing to do with whether or not he's gonna go back and try it.
Yeah.
Mr. Spin the block yourself.
Okay, spin the block. Spin the block. Nah. Spin the block. Okay.
What you call it?
I don't know what you're trying to. I don't know what you're trying to imply, Missy.
You full of not knowing tonight.
Yeah,
You full of
Yeah,
misunderstandings and
yeah, we
misconstruing. You okay? Anyway, so what is Sabrina? Please
That
tell
ain't
me
no
what's
Sabrina. I don't know what you
Who is that? I can't see
Sabrina
y'all. Miss
answered all
Shaw.
them
Tell me
questions.
Tell me what it said.
We didn't already answer this question.
Tell me what it said. I don't even remember what it said. Tell me
Because
what
you
it said.
tripping.
Tell me
It
what it
said, so
said.
the question really is about being accountable for being faithful or unfaithful.
Oh, okay, yeah, we did.
We did already go through that.
Because he done make my nerves
You
bad.
made your own nerves bad.
This is the killer for me. Like I said.
Once again, hold up. You say the answer. We already went through that. If he tries to tell her and she says, but now she has to be accountable for her actions.
Facts, but the thing is that the person, if he says I'm moving on, and you say but, the only person in that situation that has control over it is the one that says I'm moving on. That next action is to actually move on. Mm-hmm. The only way you get to stay is if you stay.
Yeah.
No matter what she says.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Are you looking as if I'm disagreeing?
I'm hearing your tone, sir.
Because I'm just saying.
So that's the thing. Yeah, she has to then think about, like, why would I let this man tell me that I'm not what he needs and he needs to move on? What in me is making me say, but no, don't do that? What is making me settle for what I'm receiving from him? Yeah, that's a woman's, that she got to go deal with that. But at the end of the day, sir, move on. You know you're not right. You know you sidestepping everything. You know that when you see another woman that's acting a certain way or doing a certain thing, something on the inside of you starts spinning and you got to check that out. Leave this person alone. I don't care how many ways she cry, beg, or holler. Move on. We've already established emotions.
Yeah, and that's just so once again, that's what I'm just telling you. Like men are so tender for women. They really care about. I'm telling you.
Then how do, if you care about her so much, but you can't keep yourself together?
Hey, that part I can't answer for you. But I'm telling you, it's like I tell you, it's like it's the perfect idiot.
It sounds like garbage juice and dumpster fire is what it sounds like. Because how dare you sit there and say, not you, but you, man, sit there and say, I'm doing all of these things because you ain't doing it for me. But I care so much about you, I can't hurt you. You're already doing that.
Hey, once again, like I said, it still boils down to a lack of accountability, because on both sides, because a lack of self-discipline has nothing to do with how you feel about somebody. That I can't manage myself. That's not a direct result of me not caring about you. That's a me thing. When you do something that because you can't control yourself, is it because you don't care about me? Not saying you in general, but because you care about me and you have an issue where you can't control, that's just like this is gonna be a bit extreme, but there is the same thing because people who have alcohol and drug addictions and those type of addictions, they have a lack of some form of lack of discipline and self control. They know they love their families and they don't want to hurt their families, but they have not developed the ability to control the thing that's causing them to do whatever it is that they're doing, be it alcohol, drugs, sex, whatever it is. Has nothing to do with how much you love and care about somebody. It has a problem with the fact that I can't control whatever this issue is that I have.
Great. So walk away. That's the whole point. Until you gain some self-control, you love me from over there.
And that's where the issue comes in at. Because for the most part, if I don't have enough discipline to stop myself from doing whatever it is, I don't have enough discipline to walk away from you either.
No, that's not discipline. That's selfish. That's selfishness. Men are greatly selfish. Greatly. Now, whether again, because the logical part of your brain says, I want, why can't I have? If this is in place and that is in place, why can't I? You all don't apply certain emotions to certain scenarios. Therefore, it's black and white for you. I want, it's available. I know I love her. She know I love her. But I haven't developed the self-control I need just yet. So I'm going to step out here and I'm going to go deal with this a little bit. That is not a gray area. That is not a lack of self-control. That is selfishness. That you will make sure you are completely satisfied before you simply deny yourself one or the other. That's selfishness.
Okay.
Women, y'all supposed to be the stronger breed, right? That's supposed to be the thing, right? Y'all supposed to be
that ain't what the stronger breed. That has nothing. Go ahead. Finish your statement. Go ahead.
Y'all are supposed to be the stronger breed, right? Y'all supposed to be the logical thinking ones, right? Y'all supposed to be able to look at a situation and be like, what's the problem? It's just this or this, or it's just that and that. Like, why are you getting all tighten up? It ain't that serious. You ain't got to be so sensitive. Da, 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 da. All the stuff women get to hear from men. But you mean to tell me that it's okay a woman can deny herself and I can't do that because I'm over here, but you all can't do that whenever you all supposed to be able to look at a situation and just be like, you know, is this or is that? I see this ain't all there. I'm gonna skip that and I'm gonna go there.
And you know why?
Because you're selfish.
You can call it selfish, you can call it whatever you want to. Logically, why would I leave a woman who gives me 75-80% of what I want to go out here for the 20%?
Is there somewhere in your relationship where she said you could do that?
That she could leave, that I could leave?
No, that you could go out there and get the other percent.
No.
Okay, so that's why, logically.
But you're talking about her logic. I'm talking about
I'm talking about relationship logic.
The logic of why would I take less when I can get more?
Because the societal rule of the relationship says that's not allowed. So logically speaking, if we're going to apply logics, if I'm driving a car and there's a red light ahead of me, I'm going to stop, right? I'm not going to be like, nah, I'm a, you know, Because logically speaking, the light says it's red because there's oncoming traffic coming from the other way, and I can get out here and get hurt.
This is true.
So at the end of the day, if this is the structure of the relationship, logic tells you you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But the selfishness says, but I want to.
And that same logic can be reverse psychology as well. The reason why, like logically, you told me you were gonna be all of this for me, and you're not being all of that. If we're gonna do those type of silly scenarios, but at the end of the day, just move on, fellas. Let her go. Let her go. Just save yourself the headache and the trouble. Let her go. When she flip out, cry, slash your tires, just call the police. Just do whatever necessary to keep your peace.
I'm in complete wonderment right now.
Cause you gonna get the extra, especially if she has a but. When you say you don't want to move on, you're going to get the extra. Most women.
So you stay. If you get to
I didn't
keep
say
on getting
stay.
the extra, you stay.
I didn't say stay. Don't put words in my mouth. What I said is, when you move on, be prepared to be ready and sure to get away and get far away. Because especially if that woman feels like she gonna tell you, just like you said, but, I can, whatever. When you walk away, she is not just about to let you walk away. So you have to be prepared to be not mentally strong, because men are physically stronger. Has nothing to do with mentality when you're talking about the bigger, stronger, more logical species. Has nothing to do with mentality, emotional maturity, or any of that. That just means I'm physically stronger than you.
I just love the fact that we were able to give these women a couple of weeks now, all these accountability measures and all these tools to say, baby, take accountability for your own actions. But today,
there's no difference. I just told them to take accountability. I'm just letting you know that on this end, just like on the female end, there are things that go up with whatever choice or decision you make. There's going to be some consequences. And when you walk away from that woman who has that emotional tie to you, and let's not act like we don't know this happens, they are going to do some things
if they're that type of person. They may not be that type of person. You are talking about some of the most extreme measures that people take when they have been rejected. That's not every woman.
I didn't say it was every woman.
But that's what you're bringing up.
Said be prepared.
You're bringing up the extreme.
No, I'm not bringing up there is going to be something that comes with that, whether it's to the extreme of damage and all that. There is going to, those breaks are not going to be
prepared to deal with it. That's just all there is.
That's what I was trying to say.
It's just that
before you went to talking about all the extremes.
Baby, you have been given all kind of
you just ain't want to hear. You just ain't want to hear that they had some gray. Today, you got on your gray
today
because there's some gray area in those things.
I want you to go back tomorrow, and I want you to listen to this recording.
Not gonna do it. I ain't gonna waste my time.
Non-accountability in a nutshell for men. It's just I'm amazed. I'm in wonderment right now.
I was just non-accountability when I said I totally agree with you. But the issue is because we're talking about men, and I'm saying that don't query me. I'm talking. Don't query me. Because I said in the midst of men, you need to move on. Don't do that to women. I said all of that. But I am also because you didn't, when you were giving the accountability to women, to know that there's going to be some trauma and there's going to be some extra that comes with that. Taking accountability for yourself, you're going to have to stand out on your own, because taking accountability for men and women look like two totally different things. Accountability on both ends look different. So when your woman takes accountability for certain things change in a certain way for her. When men take accountability for certain things, the differences and the changes that happen for them look very different than for a woman, and vice versa. So when I say men take accountability, because what did you say? You said this is not the norm. So when men start doing things that are not the normal, that women are not used to, there's gonna be something that comes with it. So if you're gonna be that man and you're gonna be accountable, which you should be, you have to prepare yourself for what comes along with it. That's all I'm saying.
Great. I'm not going to even make my next point. Let's see what's being said over here.
Say, right, so I'm just gonna cry about it and bring that baggage into the next relationship.
We covered those people already.
Yeah.
So we're acting like that's already been fixed. We told them already, get that healed before you move on. So the next point, because I don't even want to revisit that because we'll be here all night spinning in those same circles. My next point, fellas, we know that you need to walk away. Unfortunately, sometimes when you all walk away, you leave little bundles behind. Because you stayed in a particular relationship so long that you created little people, or you may have created a little person fairly early on, who knows, but then you're moving on with your life for whatever unspoken reason that it did not work out, and now you're leaving these little people behind with this other woman that you are no longer in a relationship with. We've already talked about women needing to change lashing out at the fathers because they no longer want you. Sir, when you vacate the premises, the relationship that is, there needs to be a clear understanding. And we've already said, men set the tone of the room. When you are leaving a relationship, you know what would be good to hear from a man to a woman? And this is just my opinion. Every woman may not feel like this. I'm just saying, from my perspective. You know that you have a responsibility left in my home with me. You know this. When you decide that this relationship is no longer what it is, or whomever decides, when we decide, and you have little people that you are leaving behind, take the initiative to sit down and have a conversation and say, we didn't work out. We didn't work out. But we need to do the best co-parenting we possibly can for the little person or little people. We need to go to some sort of a family therapist. We need to go some sort of family mediation. We need to go get family advocacy. We need to do whatever we can do. We need to go sit down with mother and father, with pastor, with somebody that can help us navigate co-parenting. Like, we need to throw away the culture of, we broke up, I'm out the door, you move on with your life, I move on with my life, and then next weekend when it's time for you to get the kids, or whenever the next engagement is, we still so pissed at each other and so mad at each other about the last happening that we can't even co-parent properly to make the exchange of the children one that is not traumatizing to the children. Like, you know when something is not working long before you say it's over. All right? So at some point we need to start shifting our minds to say, yeah, this ain't working.
Yeah, that's
This ain't working. And soon I can see that this may be over. So I need to start, they like to say women create escape plans. We have these accounts hidden off and all this other stuff. But for whatever reason, we don't create the escape plan on planning on how to move forward when there are smaller people involved. Create that escape plan too. The two of you need to come together.
We need a mediator. Every time.
If that's the case, then this is a fresh breakup. Let's get somebody in. But fellas, it's on you. You're going to have to take charge, take lead in that. Because why?
we've already established she is going to be emotional. She is not going to be that logical at that moment. But at the end of the day, those little people don't care about that. All they care about is where's my daddy? Where's my mom? That's all they care about.
And this is where I say this all the time, but I tell people this all the time. This is where I don't I don't understand how a man can have a child and not want to be involved or be in that child's life. And this also rolls back to the emotion of it all, of childhood trauma, not being emotionally intelligent enough for the things that go on in your life. I feel it. I can't help it. You just told me I was on the spectrum yesterday. Now you want to worry about me feeling it. Leave me alone. Shucks. Let me get my point across. So this is what I'm talking about, and I don't understand it. But at the same time, this is more of a societal issue. Because as a community, as a society, we do everything we can not to have the people in our business. And which is what we've been trained, because we don't trust those people. So, because we're not emotionally mature enough in most cases, we 20, 21, 22, 23, we had a child, we still mentally children ourselves in most cases. We don't know how to sit down and express our emotions. Look, I know I care about you, I like you, but this doesn't work. And a lot of times, this isn't working before that child comes along. But we're still enjoying this, and we're not thinking with this anymore. And so in those instances, we end up in a situationship where we're staying together for the reasons of I hope this person changes. I hope she changes. I hope he changes. Then we end up, now we bring a child into it. Because we're not emotionally intelligent enough to break up with each other knowing we're not good for each other.
No, I thought we were just saying that men ain't going to leave because they don't want to hurt the person that they care about. I thought we was just saying, well, you know, the 75 and the 25 and all that crazy.
And that still comes back to emotional intelligence condition.
It does.
So that's
I just want you to keep the same energy throughout the conversation. That's all.
Hey, like I said, quit trying to. We don't do this same energy stuff. You know how I am about that same energy quote.
I just want you.
But anyway, just quit letting me. Quit.
Don't.
Now when I can't get when I forgot what I wanted to say because you keep cutting me off.
So much more, adult like now.
Whatever. It's always adult like. You was with that foolishness earlier. But anyway, let's go. Like I said. And then there's nobody in our community that learns how to co-parent. So we don't be having real examples of co-parenting. Because guess what? My uncle got 3 baby mamas. My auntie got 4 baby daddies. And none of them know how to work it out without saying, pay me my money. Nobody knows how to work anything out without child support court. Don't nobody know how to sit down and make an understanding that this is about his child. We haven't been taught that. On top of not wanting to get the people in our business. So
and that's why we're talking now. In
2023,
it's time to start making some changes.
So we need to definitely, men for sure, need to start making changes. You've known me for 20 years at this point. And I've always, how many times have you heard when any man I know gets some woman pregnant, whether they about to be together or not, bro, go to family court and get yourself established.
Thanks.
Don't let them people take you down there to child support court or none of that.
Right.
And then allow all the control to be taken out of your hands. I've always been an advocate for that. You know, I preach that all the time. If y'all ain't gonna be together, you better go and establish business
Right.
and keep it that way so she don't have that type of control. Because once that woman gets that type of control and you're not doing what she wants, she's not thinking logically. In most cases, it's emotional. And then because men are the way they are, and we don't want confrontation with women we care about, we'd rather step away, and now the child is the one suffering. Sir, you have to let her cry.
Tell them that.
Let her cry. Let her be upset. Let her be whatever she want to be. But don't let her be that to your child. And y'all need to learn how to not care about her moving on to the next man. That's the next thing about this. If she move on, let her move on. That has nothing to do with you and your kid. But if you would have listened and we got and been about business like y'all like to be, since standing on business, that's the business you need to stand on. Stand on the business of being a real man, taking care of your responsibility and provide. Hey, I get it. She done drove your nerves. You can't stand to be in the same building with her. So that's why you need to stand on business. Go down there, get your visitation, get your joint custody, get whatever it is for you to be able to take care of that child. And don't make everything that's the personal between the two of y'all and use that child as a bargaining chip between the two of y'all. You are the head. You the man. You supposed to be the lead. You gonna stand on business for the niggas in the street. So, but you won't stand on business for your child. That's what I be mad at y'all about. That's the accountability that I be concerned about, because I see I'm watching too many fatherless children, men and women, girl and boy, walk around without a strong male figure in their life. And that's why we have this issue that you're talking about, men not walking away. That's why that's an issue, because we haven't been taught that we mean something. Like, you have some control of a relationship. You are the one who sets the tone in the relationship. But y'all been going around with these single moms, and the woman been running the house and controlling how everything moves. You feel like you don't have no worth in the relationship. You feel like you just here to cut the check, so be it, or whatever that is. That you don't have no rights, no authority, no say so in a relationship, period, as a man. Like the in DC Cab, how the man said, then this has always been the mentality. The women got half the money and all the coochie. And that's how men think. Like, you have nothing, no control over a relationship, nothing, but you do. You do. And y'all need to start acting like it and moving as such, and stop settling for this foolishness that women are giving you or putting out here.
At the end of the day,
Stand up.
men, again, accountability. Hold yourself accountable. You're accountable to yourself. This is not about women or you not hurting the woman. That's like a residual effect of you being accountable for yourself. If you know you're not 100% in a place to deal with a particular woman, be accountable to yourself to live your life the way you know you need to live your life, and stop engaging with someone else. When you stop engaging with that person and she has your child or children, you need to then hold yourself accountable to those babies. And you need to say, look, mom, look, we are not working out. We're not going to make it. We need to come up with a plan of how we going to take care of these kids. Like, let's put it in writing. Let's go to the notary. Let's put a plan together. And let's go get this thing notarized. That's your first and cheapest way or plan of action right there. Let's sit down. We falling out. we ain't seeing it the way we used to see it. But listen, we have children and we need to get this together. We really need to deal with this. Let's sit down and write this out and see what we're going to do. And let's go get this notarized. That way I can't back off on what I say I'm going to do. You ain't going to back off on what you say you're going to do. And if she then does that, you take that notarized copy of whatever you just sat together and wrote, and you take that to a mediator somewhere, or you take that to a lawyer or
Take it to
whomever.
family court, baby.
Go to family court.
Don't.
And let me
Department of
tell
Social
you this.
Services, don't get involved in that.
You
Go to
can
family court.
always see what people don't understand is there's this thing in law called in pro se, meaning in person. That's you acting on your own behalf. There are documents online that you can print off as templates. You can go to, if you're in Baton Rouge, you can go to Southern University and go to the law department and have them draft something up for you. You can get in touch with a paralegal and have them draft something up for you, pay a few dollars, and but see, this is where I find the problem at with men. And this burns me to my soul. Y'all won't spend $2,500 on a lawyer to get the welfare of your children in order. But you will Gucci belt buckle yourself to death. You will 24s and 22s yourself into oblivion. You will $60 haircut yourself. You will go out here and buy $300 shoes, and you won't take the time to put $2,000, $2,500 together to go to a lawyer and make sure your children
But that's
are taken care of.
That's a symptom of the disease. That's a symptom of the disease of lack of family structure, and that's part of the problem of why there's no accountability, because there's no real structure for people in these situations. I think that's the stupidest thing alive, that you got $2,500 rims and your child you have
saying she won't let me see.
she won't let me see my child.
Let you.
Ain't no let, that's your child. Do what you need to do to get your child done. And like Sabrina just said, and I agree, the only difference between men and women, the only absolute difference between men and women, like she say, is anatomy. Men lie, men cheat, women cheat. Men get emotional, women get emotional. In all actuality, men are probably more emotional than women when it comes to certain things. They are way more emotional than women when it comes to certain things. The issue with that is men find another way to lash out with their lack of emotional, knowing how to deal with their emotions. A man will disappear to keep from getting in an argument or listen to the back and the from a woman, and that's their problem. That's the problem. You can't let that noise keep you from doing. You can't let that empty wagon keep you from doing what you need to do. Otherwise, you're gonna be in a worse situation down the road. Now you just done built a whole. Now you have a child that she's going to. Your daddy won't. Your daddy ain't. I can't have because your daddy won't. And now you got a child that's gonna resent you, and he gonna take that same drama into his next relationship. He ain't gonna know how to be balanced or how to deal in a relationship himself, because you were too emotionally immature to just stand up and man up when it came to that woman.
At the end of the day, there are things, fellas, that you all have a right to do when it comes to your children. If you are in it, first of all, let's stop acting like y'all can't see. For one, let's hold up that accountability mirror right there. Let's stop acting like you can't see who you're in a relationship with. If she's unreasonable during the relationship, 9 times out of 10, She's going to be unreasonable when the relationship is over. And then she's going to have a weapon to use against you.
They be blind about a good time.
So if you see a woman that's unreasonable before you while y'all good, imagine what that's going to look like when y'all not good. And you need to, in that point, when you know you can't do this relationship anymore, or when she gets to the point where one of her unreasonable days say you got to get out of here, even though she might later decide that's not really what I want, but I want you to come back, and you like, yeah, no, I ain't coming back. And then the other part of her unreasonability strikes then. You should have already had in mind what you need to do for your children. You can go and put yourself on child support. And I'm not saying go to child support court. I said what I said earlier about in pro se and getting a paralegal to write up some documents for you, and then you can take them down to the court and have them filed yourself.
Man, get that joint custody.
And put
don't.
that requires an attorney. I am speaking to people who may say, I really ain't got it like that. I don't have that kind of money right now. I'm not out here flashing. I'm not out here buying this and then the other. I really don't have it like that. I have money to live. I don't have money to splurge. Okay, great. Go get you a document set up. Take it to the courthouse. Spend the money on the filing fee. And let a judge put that in action for you. Because it'll be a judgment that you set in motion yourself. I can afford $300 a month. That's nothing when it comes to a child. So if that's what you know you can afford out of your check, go down, put that in action before someone has a chance to be like, oh, I'm putting you on child support. We don't even have to do all of that. You can leave the relationship today and go down to court tomorrow and do what you need to do. You have control over certain things. But y'all act like y'all don't have a good understanding of how business really works. So if you don't, I'm here to tell you. Go and put some things in motion on your own. The judge is going to look at you and be like, you are being a responsible parent by coming here and putting in motion a care plan for your child. That's what they are going to see. A man that is trying to put a care plan in action for their child. Now, I'm going to say this to someone else. And that's to the people who are already paying child support, and you've decided, I'm so pissed off and mad at her, I ain't doing nothing else for this child. I ain't doing nothing else. She got her child support. She wanted to get child support. She got her child support. That's it. I ain't doing nothing else. Who is that truly affecting? Because I want you all to understand what child support is. Child support is your child's portion of the living expenses. Not clothes, not extracurricular activities, not insurance, none of that. That's why the judges will make you carry insurance and pay child support. Child support is your child's portion of living expenses. So the household rent or mortgage, the household utilities, the household food, that stuff. That's what child support is. The foundation of taking care of a human in existence. That's what child support is for. But I hear stupids say, why you ain't got them? What you doing with my money? You out here doing this with this? You out here doing that? First of all, sir, you out here paying a whole $250 for a month. Can you live on $250? Can you go in your house and turn the lights on for $200 and eat and flush the toilet and go to work the next day and have lunch? Can you do any of that for $250? No, you cannot.
Now we're back to it. Now we're back to the accountability on both people. Man, you got to do better with choosing who we lay with as a whole. Choosing the sleeping around as a whole. Period. Maybe that's too broad of a something to try to control, but we can control this back end stuff.
At the end of the day, if you're paying someone child support, you are paying for that child's living expenses, their portion of the living expenses. Now, am I saying that there aren't some judgments out here that are astronomical? Yes, there are. And that woman should be able to do whatever it is she needs to do for her child. But to be real, that's a small percentage of child support judgments. A lot of y'all ain't paying that kind of money. It's not that many people who are paying $6, $7, $8, $1,000 a month for one child. It's not that many of y'all that's doing that. Now, if you are doing that, I would be the first to say she should be able to cover whatever is needed for that child with that amount of money. But if you out here $500 or less for a child in a month, that is taking care of that child's living expenses. If that woman calls you and say, hey, little baby needs a sweater, if little baby needs some eyeglasses, little baby wants to go on a field trip and it's $60, and I sent you a child support. Wait, what? What? You are not sending anything. A run to McDonald's is $10. 10. If I do that 15 days out of the month, how much is that? $150 on McDonald's alone. Man, you cook something in. You ain't got to. Now you telling me what I need to be doing in my house with the child to keep you from spending any more money on your very own child. Because that's what men are quick to do these days. They quick to tell a woman what they can or should do with how they're living and how they're raising the child that most times is in the house with them the majority of the time. So we've got cable running, we've got Netflix running. Most of these kids running around with little phones and iPads and all these things. Most of these kids want this type of food, that type of snack. They want to stop at this place and that place after school. All of these different things. And when the mama calls you and say, this needs to happen, I need this much more, you falling out like you moved the heavens and the earth.
But most times it ain't the reason. The reason it is like that is not because they don't care. It's once again, I just told you, nobody being accountable for their emotions and the way people handle things creates tension, and that's why we need to go back. You need to go back to the root of all that stuff. Because now we speaking to the symptom and not the disease. But either way, that's where men have to start being like, look, I know better. I know I can't do on $250. I can't take care of me on $250. So I know if my child needs something extra, and I can afford to do something extra, I can do that. But see, this is the thing. When people, and this is a two-sided thing, people in general aren't accountable, because that woman's gonna call and say, look, little baby need whatever, and I need you better send me so little baby can get whatever it is. And the minute that man says, well, I just did and I ain't, well, I just seen you doing and you done done blah, 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 blah. Whoa. You don't know what's going on over here. Just like I don't know what's going on over there. If we don't learn how to talk to each other in a manner that's respectful, that's why we always end up in these entanglements. Because it goes both ways for both sides. But man, just let it go. Like, bro, just buy it. Just save yourself the headache and the trouble. You done sent $250. Just buy that Jimmy some stuff, man. Golly. Cause you just creating yourself drama and stress for no reason, and it'd be if you wouldn't have got 3 women pregnant 6 months apart, you'd have been straight. That's your fault, man. That's your bad. Now you got to deal with all that old extra foolishness in your ear. Can't find no peace. You're drinking more and all that. Then yeah, just look, whatever, woman. The baby needs
I mean, but
and take care of.
that's the thing though. It does, like, all of that does matter. If I'm calling you and saying the baby need this, that, or the other, and you tell me you don't have it, but I just saw you out in the club.
Yeah, but once again,
The average person is gonna have a fallout about it.
and that's what I'm saying. That's lack of emotional intelligence. Take a step back before you just start. You don't know how he got in the club.
First of all, I'm gonna say this. If your child is only receiving $250 a month from you and nothing else, you don't need to be in nobody's club. I don't care how you got in there. Go think of a master plan on how to get you some more money into your child's life. Because no child in this day and age can be well taken care of on $250. So basically what it is that's supposed to be y'all 50-50 matching to take care of this child. So your $250 and my $250 and this baby is supposed to live for a month on $500?
I mean,
that's the reality.
yeah,
of
but
it.
that's the reason I'm paying $250 because that's what the system say. It ain't because I say, hey, Judge, just give her $250 so she can shut up.
It might be what the system says based on things that they broke down and calculated. It's always based on how much time you're spending with the child and how much money you made versus how much money she made and all these different things. But the point is this is your portion. Your portion connected to my portion, and you really think that this is how much money it takes to take care of a child in a month's time?
And nobody say that's how much.
That's not what I'm not talking about. What you're saying, I'm talking about the thought process
Yeah.
that is lurking around out here in America. These children are not being taken care of well by your $250. And screw you, sir, who out here talking about, oh, she done went got her hair done with my money. No. She almost probably can't even buy the hair with the money. So stop talking stupid when it comes to these types of things. Grow the freak up, man up, and hold yourself accountable for the little people you brought into this world. You owe them your all. All. And if you don't want your child with that woman the majority of the time, where you have to actually fork over so much money because they are with her the majority of the time, then man up some more and get them more often. That way you're not having to send more of your money over to the other house because you'll be spending some of that money in your own. These weekend fathers, y'all need to chill. Y'all really need to stop acting like y'all out here saving the world. A weekend is 2 days. A month is 30. So your 8 days out of 30, honey, plus your $250, you ain't done a doggone thing when it comes to that child. And I want men to start thinking about that. Y'all do not think, and y'all get out here and y'all say all these stupid things about what she doing with your money. And she ain't doing this and she ain't doing that. Why you ain't did this? Why you ain't doing that? I done already sent this amount of money. Let's say you are the perfect picker-upper. You say on Friday at 6 p.m. I'm there to pick up my child. On Sunday at 6 p.m. I'll bring them back. Let's say every weekend, not every other weekend. Let's say you have your children or child every weekend like clockwork and nobody has to tell you a thing. That is 8 days of the month. 8. Think about it. It is literally 8 days out of the month. That means mama has them 22 to 23 days. And you barking about the money you send.
He's not barking about the money he's sending in most instances. He's barking about the way he's been being handled because of that money. But that's also another story. Don't try to don't try to handle somebody bad. And this is why I be saying this stuff be both ways, and one side always get the finger pointed at them more than the other. And that's the problem, because both sides is pointing the finger and nobody want to take accountability for none of it.
But we did women already.
I'm not talking about women. Why you keep doing it?
Because I want you to stay where we at.
We was on both sides the whole time.
Men.
Okay, whatever. So, like I said, before I got interrupted, like I was trying to say, the issue with that is just, once again, get joint custody. Quit trying to let her dictate everything, because all that what she said is true. Get joint custody. Quit making her dictate everything. Then it becomes 50-50. It ain't no more that the percentage, the splitting it 3 ways, because that's all they do at child support. All right, this is what it would cost for the 3 of you to live in a household together. Now we're gonna split it 3 ways. This is the baby's third. You pay the baby's third.
Half of the baby.
Well, half of the baby's third. This is what half of the baby's third is. She's supposed to be taking care of the other half. So the easiest way to do that is to get joint custody. Get 50-50. You're going to have to make some sacrifices. Simple as that. You ain't going to be able to move like you used to move.
No.
It's as simple as that.
That is more about men accepting that I created a little person and I got 18 years that don't belong to me anymore. And a lot of men have a very hard time accepting that. Like mothers, we take it. We are automatically good ones, because there are some ones that are not good. But mothers automatically, this is my child, and I got to do what I got to do to take care of my child. We accept from the very moment that my life is no longer just my life. I got to make adjustments. All these different things. I got to take off work to go to doctor's appointments. I got to do this, that, and the other. Men have a very hard time formulating in their mind that the next 18 years no longer belong to me. So I can't get out here and do all the things that I want to do or the things that I would love to enjoy just for GP. Like, I got to make sure that my little one is cool, or little ones are cool, before I get the enjoyment of my life.
But that also comes back to a lack of the way things have been structured as a society. Like everybody, everybody like the mama's baby, daddy baby. All these little stupid sayings are the reason why things are, and thought processes are the reason why things are the way they are. And you have adult men and women, parents, mamas, grandmothers, and all that who push those stupid narratives. And that's why right now we speaking about changing those narratives.
Right.
Like, because you as men have to take on some responsibility. That's just as much your child as it is hers. And it's not just on Christmas and Thanksgiving when you want to walk around with him or her with the little new outfit you done just spent and want to take pictures and show off like you do so much for your child
throughout the year.
And all you're doing is picking them on holidays for a photo op so you can go out. That ain't what's up. Men, start taking hey, you going to the barbershop, he going to the barbershop too, or she going to the barbershop too. You gotta go here, she gotta go, he gotta go, little baby gotta go, wherever you going. You have to maintain some level of accountability for the choice you made. Whether you think it was a bad choice to sleep with that particular woman and end up with a baby with her, You chose that. You made the choice. You pursued that. You pursued that woman. You ended up with her. Y'all ended up with a baby. Now you got to take accountability for your actions, for your decisions. Every choice, whether it's good or bad, has a decision, some consequence. That's, and period, point blank. At this point, your life is no longer yours when you bring another child, when you bring another human being into this world. Your life is no longer yours. Just accept it. Deal with it. And whatever it takes to make sure that you handle that business or stand on business, do whatever that is legally within reason to take care of that child. Quit letting these women take the control away from you. Be a goddamn man. Period. You thought you was one when you was in there with her. Be one when it's over with. I ain't telling nobody to try to work out no bad relationship, cause that ain't worth it. That's even worse than moving on. It's staying in a bad relationship. But what you need to do is understand once you made that decision and that child is here, everything changes, and you gotta change accordingly. All that extra stuff trying to show off for a woman that don't kill no way, especially for these these men that don't kill. Your responsibility is that child. Only thing that matters for the next 18, 19, 21 years, whatever it is, you chose that life. Deal with it.
Period. I mean, it burns my soul to hear a man say, man, you know, I'm just doing whatever because if I step back off of this, she ain't gonna let me. She ain't gonna let you. She gonna stop me from being able to see the kids. She gonna stop me. She can't stop you from nothing. Go get your rights enacted.
You chose
Step
it.
in front of a judge. Let a judge put some things in place. And then and let me tell y'all something, and I'm gonna say this because I've seen this from both sides of the spectrum. As the mother and as the sister to a man, as the wife of a husband who was on child support and all these different things. I have seen this from all sides. As a child whose father was not in the home after divorce, when I say all sides of the coin I have been on, at the end of the day, I say this. Women may not like me for saying this, but I mean it with all my heart. Mothers and fathers are very, very, very much important in your children's lives. So when you get a woman who stands in your way of fulfilling that part of your child's upbringing, take her behind to court. Get that stuff put in court document and enacted by this is what it is. We have to adhere to this. And when because if she's that type of woman, she will. When she defies the court order, lock her up. Hear me? Report it. Lock her up. Hold her accountable for her actions as well. Because sometimes that's the only way you are actually going to get any peace in this situation. When she sees, man, he is not playing with me. I need to get myself together and I need to stop doing whatever when it comes to, I just need to fit out and vent out on social media and not do this in person because he ain't playing. Like, it's too much rolling over going on, fellas. Like, y'all roll over way too much on situations that there is no rollover room. This is like life or death type situations. It's the quality of life that is the life or death situation. The quality of your child's life, the quality of their upbringing, and then the quality of their adulthood without having all these traumas from not being raised properly because the mama and the daddy were always having moments. Go to court. Get your stuff put in order by the judge. And when she acts up, stand on it. Because you have the law on your side. The paperwork says this is what's supposed to be going on. I don't care about the fit she's putting on right now. Call the people. That's just the bottom line. Call them.
All right, with that job, we finna call the people and tell them good night, like we're about to do y'all, because this accountability thing be getting tense. It be getting crunk. Um, because
It is a control mechanism, and a lot of women use
And
child
then-
support as the control mechanism.
and they try to, and a lot of men, nah, men don't really use it to control, because we just try not to be controlled.
Yeah, a lot of men use it as a control mechanism.
So yeah, I guess, yeah, in my experience, and I can't speak because I only see, you can only speak on what you know and what you experience. The vast majority of people who I know have had to deal with this, it's been the woman keeping the man away from the child, but it's also his fault for not taking control of the situation.
Big
For
time.
men be like, whatever, bro. I ain't got time. That's one thing that women need to understand about men. We would just be like, whatever, just walk away and turn our backs on anything to keep peace. And a lot of times that causes you more trouble than it will if you would have just went on here and put your foot down and handled your business. You'll get way more peace that way. Because when she get locked up, that's okay. We'll help you find a babysitter for the baby while you gotta go to work, because we don't want you to stop working. But men will be like whatever, and that's a terrible thought process we had. Like, whatever, just I do whatever just so this woman can shut up. I don't know what it is about a woman nagging and yelling and screaming at a man that touches our spirit and our heart in a way that we just be like, whatever. Like, whatever. Like, we just drop, like, whatever this woman want, just so she can shut up. Like, it's a dog whistle tone in y'all voices that nobody but me in here that just hit you right up in here and it rattles some stuff around here and it shifts this, and we just say, okay. And it's the fight or flight mechanism that it triggers. Either we gonna run away and go to our corner and be like, okay, or we gonna jump up and be violent. One or the other.
Fellas, I love y'all. I do.
Y'all can't tell, huh?
I love y'all. I have a husband. I have sons. I have brothers. I was raised around the majority of male cousins. Like, I have a soft spot in my heart when it comes to men and their children and how they're treated by the mother and all this stuff, because I've seen some bad, I've just seen some bad workings. But 100% of the time, the reason those things are happening is because, sir, you ain't standing. You're not doing what you need to do to make sure that can't happen. And that's where we are in this day and age. It's time to put the brakes on how people have acted in the past and get it together, because the courts have been there. Yeah, the courts can be skewed in the other direction. But guess what? That's most times when she came to court first to make you do something you should have already been doing. The courts are there for both parties. It does not have to be that she went to the court first.
Yep.
It can be that you went
There's-
to court first to get some things established. Not to take something from her, but to establish yourself in a way that you have, like he said, some control over.
Yeah, and if you don't get it, it's gonna be rough. Like, if it's to the man, I know people who have had relationships that were court ordered. The man went to court, got split custody, whatever. That woman was 38 hot about it all, to the point that they couldn't meet each other to exchange the children. Hey, even if that's what it takes, until y'all grow up enough, or you get over your emotions enough, and I got mom and them or somebody got to go pick up the kids from her, or she has to drop the kid off at a specific
You
location.
can meet at the police department.
We don't, not even that. It was on my day. I had somebody, not me personally, I'm just saying. On his day, he had where the child was picked up from the daycare. He didn't get off in time, but he had somebody assigned to pick that child up from the daycare to avoid that woman and that drama because she was upset because he went out when they weren't even together. They weren't in a relationship. They were doing what we do as people. She got pregnant. They weren't together. The minute he found out she was pregnant, he had already gotten his business together because he knew who he was dealing with. He knew who he was dealing with. He had the paperwork established, had it wrote up, went to had his lawyer take it to family court, get it filed. I don't want to have to deal with her to exchange these children. I will pick the child up on Thursdays. I will have the child Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. She will have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Well, you know they split the half a day Thursday, whatever. They split that week, half a day in the middle of the week, and that's how that worked.
And let me say this, and I know we're supposed to be getting off of here, and maybe this will have to roll over to next week. But fellas, you are entitled, again, Lord, they gonna hate me. The women, they gonna die 3 deaths. If you are taking care of your child as you should, see them taxes, all these benefits and all these different things that come along with a child, taking care of a child, you get all of that established. If you're not in a relationship with a woman, you shouldn't be asking for your child's social security card. You shouldn't be asking for your child's birth certificate. You can go to Vital Records and get your own copy of the birth certificate. You can go to the Social Security office and apply for your own copy of that child's social security card. You are the father. Let's stop acting like y'all need permission to be father. They put you on the birth certificate already. They gave you all you needed.
All the rights you needed right there.
If
when
you
put your
needed
name
to
on
do
there.
a paternity test, then do what you got to do. Establish everything 100%. But at the end of the day, stop, grow a spine. You get your own documents in order so that when you need and you say, hey, I let you carry this child last year, I'll be carrying this child this year. Like all of that stuff needs to be in writing. And if it is not in writing, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. That's the thing. I take care of this child. This is my child just like it's your child. Go file your papers. Do what you got to do. And then if it's all set, I know people right now who have multiple children, and I know women who are letting other people carry their children instead of allowing the father to carry the children because they just don't want you to. It's spiteful. It's stupid, but they doing it out of spite. Because ladies, let me tell you something. If he is behind in child support and he carries that child, the money coming back to you anyway. So the fact that some of y'all act the way y'all act is just you standing on stupid. You ain't standing on business. You're standing on stupid. It makes no sense to not allow this man to carry his child that you want him to take care of, but then you dictate to him what he can and cannot do. I'm here to tell you now, fellas, establish yourselves with all the rights that the child came with the moment they hit the earth. That is your seed. That is your child. Stop going through this life like somebody has to give you permission to be father. Nobody has to give you permission to be father. You are father.
And you should want to be. And you should want to be. And you should act that way. You should move accordingly as a man. So with that being said, y'all, we finna wrap up for real, because she, like what my pastor say, she'll take you down the interstate. But once again, we gonna, like I said, we gonna roll the rest of the month out with this accountability. And so next Monday we'll be back at 7. We'll be talking about accountability, men, women, children, boys, girls,
Men,
she just be wanting to beat up on us fellas.
we had our moment in the sunlight already. It's y'all's turn.
I don't know.
Don't sit over here with an umbrella.
Yeah, I want to thank y'all for joining us, Passing for Perfect. I'm Corey, that's Carnisha. And we'll see y'all next Monday. Be sure to like, share, subscribe on all social media platforms. We are out there somewhere. Y'all have a good Monday.
Good night.